Okay, this is Module 2, Lesson 29 homework. Okay, Michelle wants to save $150 for a trip to the Six Flags amusement park. If she saves $12 each week, how many weeks will it take her to save enough money for the trip? So the total amount that she needs is $150. And each week she makes $12. So we need to figure out how many 12s are in this number, and then it'll tell us how many weeks she will need to save for. So we need to solve for how many weeks this would cover. So 12 goes into 150. It goes into, I could put it into 15 one time. 1 times 12 is 12, and I have 3 remaining. And I bring down my 0, and 12 goes into 30 twice. 2 times 12 is 24. I have 6, and I know that I do have a remainder, so I'm actually going to I can do a decimal here. I'm going to bring this 6 and put it in the tenths place. I know that 12 can go into 60 5 times, because 5 times 12 is 60. Now, she would need at least 12 weeks, but even if she saved for 12 weeks, she would still have a little bit more that she would owe. So she would need a total of 13 weeks in order to save enough, because if it was 12 alone, she would still have some that she would have left over. Okay. Karen works for 85 hours throughout a 2-week period. She earns $1,821.25 throughout this period. How much does Karen earn for 8 hours of work? At first, I think that this 2-week period means something, but it's actually, I think, just extra information. We know that she works 85 hours, and then she earns this much. So we need to figure out how much 1 hour is. So this would be 80. This would technically be 1 dot 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 to 85, and we need to solve for 1. So it doesn't really matter that it's a 2-week period, because we want to know how long it takes for 8 hours. So if I can solve for how much she makes in 1 hour, then I can multiply that by 8. Okay, so we have, if I want to solve for 1, so I know it's 85 units equals 1,891. So I'm going to set up my division problem. We're dividing it by 85 hours, so we can figure out for 1 hour. 85 can go into 189 twice. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 more is 17. 19 remaining. I bring down my 1. 191, it can go into there still only twice. 2 times 5, sure. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 more is 17. Now you have a remainder of 21, so now you're going to bring it to the tenths place. So it's going to be 212 there. Make sure you put your remainder. It can go into 212, still only 2 times. 2 times 5, 2 times 8, 16, plus 1 more is 17. And we have a remainder of 42. Bring down our last digit, which is a 5. I'd say it's close to 100, so it can go in 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 more is 42. It goes in exactly. So 1 hour equals $22.25. It says, and this is for 1 hour, so it says how much does Karen earn for 8 hours? So you just take that and you multiply it by 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 more is 20. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 more is 18. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 more is 17. We have 2 places behind the decimal here, so we need to do 2 places here. So how much does she earn in 8 hours? She earns $178 in 8 hours. Okay. The next one says the area of a rectangle is 256 and a half. If the length is 18 meters, what is the perimeter? So here's tricky. It says the area is 256.5. If the length is 18 meters, what is the perimeter? So first we need to figure out what the width is, because a perimeter is adding up all of the sides. And since it's a rectangle, we know that the lengths are the same size and the widths are the same size. So if I know the length, I need to find the width, and I know that length times width will get you your area. So I'm going to take 18 and divide it into my area, and that will tell me my width. So 18 can go into 25 once. And I have 7 left over. Bring down my 6. 18 can go into there, I'd say about 4 times. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. We have a remainder of 4. Now, don't forget your decimal right here. Now I'm bringing down my 5, which is in the tenths, or I'm bringing my 4th over to the tenths. So I have a total of 45 tenths. 18 can go into that about 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. A remainder of 9. So now I'm going to bring that over to the hundredths, so I'm going to bring down a 0. And 18 can go into there, I think, about 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 1 plus 4 is 90. So we know that the length is, so here's my rectangle. We know the area was 256.5. And we know the length is 18 meters, and now we've just solved that the width is 14.25. Well, the perimeter is adding them up, all the sides. So if this side is 18, since it's a rectangle, we know this side's 18. If the width is 425, we know that this 1425, that this side's 1425. Now I just add up all of these, and I would get 14.25 plus 14 plus 25, or you can multiply that by 2. This would be 5, 8, so that's, and then we add 18 plus 18 is 36. I'm going to add 36 here. Make sure I lined up everything, so my decimals here. 8 plus 6 is 14. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 6, so my total perimeter is 64 and a half meters, or 64.5 meters. The perimeter is. Right, and the last problem. Tyler baked 702 cookies. He sold them in boxes of 18. So we have a total of 702. And for every 18 cookies, we get to put them in a box. So I know I'm going to divide these. After selling all the boxes of cookies for the same amount, he earned $136.50. What is the cost of one box? Well, first we need to figure out how many boxes they need. We know every time they get 18, they get a box. So let's do 18 into 70. Go in there, it's close to 20, so 20, 40, 60, so 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 1 plus 2 is 5. So we have 16. Now we bring down our 2. 18 going to 162. Again, it's like 20, so if we count by 20s, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I would say about 9 times, actually. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 1 plus 7 is 16. So he has 39 boxes. And we're not done. After selling all the boxes for the same amount, he earns $136.50. So what is the cost of one box? So we know that the total amount is this, and this is how many he has, 39. So again, we're solving for 1. If we had our area model, we would break this up into 39, and the total of this would be 136.5. So if we solve for 1, then we know how much it costs. Okay, so 39 can go into the 136. Say it's about 40, so if we count by 40, 40, 80, 120, we're going to say 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. So we have 19, okay? Our decimal is right here, we need to keep there. So we're taking this 19 and bringing it over to the tenths. It'll be 190 there, plus this 5, so a total of 195. Again, this is close to 40, so we're going to count by 40s, 40, 80, 120, 160, then it would be 200, so I'm going to have to say 5. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 more is 19, and we have 0 remaining. So it's 3.5, which in money, each box costs $3.50. All right. See you guys tomorrow.